Pre-birthday live. My birthday is tomorrow. I will be 52. Bertha May, you are so corny. Really, you are really corny. You are. You saw the post that I tagged, and what I said, chapter 52 begins tomorrow. It does. And unlike some people who feel the need to be validated when they have a mate, spouse, whatever, that's not my story. I probably really could care less. It doesn't really bother me anymore. I think after 40, which would have been 12 years ago, it really stopped bothering me. I probably really don't care. Why? Because I get tired of running into men who like to play games. I'm very bold and direct as to what I want in life. I have always been, though, really bold and direct as to what I want in life. And I always seem to come across men who like to play games. And I don't. That's probably something that I really hate. I always run across men that want to play games and play with me. hmm Probably the reason why I'm by myself. Typical example would have been I just was out not too long ago. I was where I was. I swear I was minding my own business, putting my backpack up on my back. And this man, he tried to help me. So then we standing where we was, and folks always have the twisted, distorted view of how they think. They think. Notice that I said they think God operates. Right. It's twisted. It is. Because the man said something that was really stupid out of his mouth. But when I came with scripture, he had no backup. I said it was stupid because one of the reasons why I have been single for these last 8 years is because I don't have to settle. It's not really about me being abstinent. It's not about any of that. I don't have to settle. As I approached 40, I began to look back at my life. One of the things that I saw was that I kept on settling for the same individual. That was my son's father. Of course, I dated other people after him, but I never really dated anybody that accepted me for me. Plus, I am plus size. So then that would mean if I'm a size 14, 16, 12, 14, whatever, if I choose to lose weight, that's my choice. But if I don't, that's my choice too. I get tired of running into men. You want to be with somebody that's a size 2, stay the hell over there. Don't come over here. Yeah, I always I quite frequently run into, and it's quite funny because they usually be American men. Because when I come into run into men that are Caribbean men or other men, my size ain't never a problem for real. It's only with American men that it usually be a problem. But when it's usually African men, Jamaican men, Haitian men, anybody that's of the Caribbean, anybody that's it's never a problem. It's always these vain ass American men who got an image to uphold. I don't have an image to uphold. I really don't. I don't. This stock and value. It's not that I'm single once again on another birthday. I'm tired of trying to please people that I'm just basically tired of trying to please other people. Facts upon facts upon facts. I have come across in my lifetime, like I said, Jamaican men, Haitian men, who thought I was the queen at this size, which is about 198, 200. I'm not large as I used to be. I don't know if I'm gonna lose another 20 or 30 pounds. I don't know. Do I want to? Possibly. But right now I have some medical issues that may prevent me from moving down the scale as fast as I would like. It's not really me overeating. I don't sit down and always eat a bag of chips. That's not always my story. Last night I did. I didn't have any chips today. I'm almost done drinking the amount of water that I need to drink. I don't know if I'm gonna go back outside. I might not. I don't know. I just kind of sort of. I actually had somebody in my life one time, and this person wanted to marry me. I've oftentimes told this story of who he was. I've even called his name because he is a very wealthy man. He is a prophet. I've told the story of how he wanted to marry me. Listen, who he is now, as a matter of fact, he was large then. He's large now. Very wealthy prophet, he is. Should I have married him? Probably. Because I probably wouldn't have been by myself. Hmm. Probably wouldn't have been by myself. Wait a minute, y'all. Y'all, give me a minute. Somebody's coming down the steps. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Because I'm going to have to take this upstairs. Give me a minute. So, that was a very unique way that I met him. I'm going to tell the story. I don't think I ever told it before. I lived with my former roommate, and she watched him on TV, him and his father. They came on TV. Well, I saw him on TV. I didn't necessarily get to know, how his connection was to his dad till later on. Long story short, yeah, that was how that went. I oftentimes do regret that I didn't marry him. Hold on, y'all. The phone is ringing. Hold on. So how the story went was my roommate always watched him on TV. He came on like every day, I guess. And so she watched him. Long story short, eventually he told me that he was my husband. That's what he said. Now here's the whole thing. The Bible does say that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and the back part of the scripture that nobody ever seems to mention is obtains favor of the Lord or from the Lord. They always run with the front part of the scripture, but not the back part. Now here's the whole thing, right? We may be somewhere around the same age. I never really got into it. From time to time, I do send him messages. I ain't gonna call his name because most of the people done heard this story 1,000 times because I done told it. I done told it on Jay Wilson's panel. I told it on Creole's panel, and I have said it numerous times. And if you're somebody that follows me, you know exactly who the prophet is. It is not Brian Carn. I can assure you of that. It's not Brian Carn. I told the story of how Brian Carn uh, there was a lady that I was intertwined with, and how I've oftentimes told the story of how Brian Carn said that he had healed a lady that I had been intertwined with. And I know people are gloating over the fact that he's in trouble with the law now. I am not gloating over that fact. No, I'm not. Um, I wasn't gloating one way or the other when he got the sentence. I wasn't gloating when Of course not. When I looked at every live that he did and said that he wasn't going to get in trouble, and I just, like I said, I looked. I never really made any type of. I'm talking about it now, but I've never really made any type of comments about it. So I've never really. I just wanted to make it plain that it wasn't Brian Carn that was the prophet. It was a prophet and his dad. I'm just not. If you don't already know the story, I'm just not gonna call that prophet's name out because I've already basically, for the most part, in my autobiography, I didn't. He's not somebody who I mentioned because I would need to get his permission to talk about it. So I didn't mention him in my autobiography. Now, it's already known that the one person that I've mentioned in my autobiography is my deceased son's. Well, I mentioned my other son's father too. I didn't give too much credence to my other son's father. It's like when I see him and he's at work and I see him because he works for whoever he works for. I just kind of like walk by like like you do an ant on the ground, you see it and then you just walk past it. Yeah, that's how I do when I see him. I don't. He's not somebody who He's not somebody who I care about. Let me say that. Yeah, I said it exactly the way I meant it. He ain't somebody who I care about. Usually the way I operate is usually if you're the person that makes me mad, I'll probably forgive you. I probably just won't have nothing else to do with you. Now that's those are just facts. That's why I ain't had nothing else to do with him. Even my son, just neither my 25-year-old son, my son don't have nothing to do with him either. Now, I ain't never told my son not to have nothing to do with his dad. Let me just be real quick to say that. I never said that. When he got grown, he decided that he didn't want to have nothing to do with his dad. I just don't have nothing to do with him because I think he an evil person. So, for the way that he treated me. So, I don't have nothing to do with him. Doesn't mean if ever in life he needed something that I wouldn't help him out. I would, but I just right now, like I said, when I see him outside, he ain't somebody who's important to me. It would kind of be like if he was in church and I was in church, I just would probably walk past him and act like I ain't seen him. Yeah, yeah. And if he called my name, I probably would act like I didn't see him. I probably just would act like he didn't call my name. Don't mean nothing to me. Him, his mom, his sisters, right? For the way that they treated me, my son is what? 25, about to be 26. Now, I ain't never told my son none of those stories, because I don't do stuff like that. So he don't, my youngest son is not aware. See, because there are certain things that when you have children, you don't rush to tell them. So I've never really told him about his grandmother, aunts. I ain't never really divulged that information. I'm saying that now. He ain't nowhere around here, so I could talk about it. If he was here, I would not be talking about it because he probably would be able to hear me. So he's not home right now, so I can talk about it. So that being said, yeah, I don't. If you're the person that's probably done something to me, I don't. Exes I'm talking about. I don't look for 'em. I don't. Like I had one particular. And I have to go back and look at my in my autobiography because I don't think that I did. Um, I had this is gonna be a story time with Catherine. Day before my birthday, I have a picture of me in a blue dress, in a blue gown, in a blue sequin gown, and the story behind that is I got asked to a prom by my ex-boyfriend. 2 or 3 weeks before the prom, he can't. He said he ain't want to go. Cool. His friend asked me to go to the prom. That's how I got there. friend asked me to go to the prom. So I got there with a dress on that belonged to somebody else. His dad came that day and bought me shoes. I did my own hair. Then I had a beautiful head of hair. So when I saw him years later, he didn't have anything as life would have. Now let me say this about him. Um, when I saw him again, he told me he was preaching, he was divorced, he was whatever, whatever. He ain't have a place to stay. This is when I lived right off Lincoln Drive in West Mallory. Allowed him to stay with us. Hey Ivory. Allowed him to stay with me and my roommate. And I was trying to help him out, or so I thought that I was. Let me be quick to clear that up, cause no, I wasn't. Um, he met two of my family members. You know, my sons I'm talking about, and one of my sons was like, "Well, you should sell your car and get a spot." Pay attention. One of my sons said you should sell your car and get a place to live. That's what my son said. That's what he said. See, I have raised my sons to be independent, and they saw how I struggled with them during the course of their lives. They have. So now at this age of 51, about to be 52 tomorrow, for the Lord say the same, I'm not really, be honest, if I meet somebody that's nice, if I don't, oh well. I think when I got to be about almost 40, almost 40, I had already come to the conclusion that if I don't ever meet anybody, it wouldn't really affect me. Because in church, listen, I've met the worst of the worst in church for real. I can't lie about that. I didn't meet the best of the best in church. I did not. I met the worst in church. Probably some of the best guys that I've ever met have not been in church. Well, except for the prophet. No, no. The prophet was now. See, I can't lie about the prophet. I didn't never get to date the prophet. He asked me to marry him, is true, but I didn't get to date the prophet. He was trying to get to know me. So not all of the church guys I've met were the worst, but more than half of them was the worst, for real. They were. It's the type it's the type of treatment. It's always you're not this, you're not thin enough, I'm always not something. But what about the positive attributes of Catherine? That was somebody interrupting me, interrupting what I was saying, interrupting what I was saying. Mm. Unfortunately, I wish YouTube had a way um where you can stop your calls while you're live, cause I don't be trying to answer my phone when I'm on my live or when I'm not. Some of the worst guys that I have met have been in church for real. Seriously, I'm not being smart right now. I ain't being real. At the top of the list is my son's father, who is deceased. I mean, if it was not true, I daggone sure wouldn't have talked about it in my autobiography. And I did in my autobiography. I went into length in my autobiography about that. Now, I didn't lie. In the last church that I went to, I did not give a story, backstory. No, I did not. But I went into depth into my autobiography about the years that I spent with my son's father. The years of singleness that I have acquired from 2018 up until now, it hasn't been that I didn't want to meet somebody. I always meet people who play games. Can it ever be Kathy, I like you, I want to take you out? Why does it always be? I don't like people that play games because I'm not gonna play a game with you. So therefore, when you start playing games with me, I'm gonna want to leave you alone. I'm too old to play games. Games are for children and teenagers. Games are for children and teenagers. Grown men shouldn't have to play games or ring around Catherine. I'm not for that. Seriously, I'm not. Like I said, some of the worst guys I've met have been in church. I had a deacon one time tell me that he liked me. My birthday came. Did he buy me a card? You know, you can get a cheap card at the dollar store. This man ain't even give me a card. But he had the audacity to ask me for a piece of my birthday cake. Then when I bought him the cake, the man told me that the cake was old. Right. So see, I ain't listen, that's not a no, I am not worried about a birthday cake tomorrow. Seriously, I'm not. Reason why is because when I called the bakery here in Philly where I live at, every time I called them, it was going to the voicemail. Now I could have just swung by there if I really was interested. I wasn't even really interested. 2 years ago I was when I turned 50. Now I'm not. See, because you know I can run to the store and get my own cake, ice cream. It's not. You know, when my son told me that he was caked out, right? I was gonna get him a cake for his birthday. When he told me that, I was like, "What?" Now I understand. This year I did not press to get no cake. I didn't press to get no cake. You know, I just was like, I don't care. First of all, you know, when I have to buy my own cake or press to buy my own cake, that's it's kind of sort of taking the excitement and enthusiasm out of it. I mean, one year I did it for my friend. She's deceased now. One year I did it for her because she said nobody did it for her. But I mean, for me, you know, I can run to the store and get my own, so I don't never really care about that. But when I have to tell other people to do it for me, it takes the excite. If I have to tell you to do it for me, it takes the excitement out of it. For real. My birthday is the same every year. So I'm not enthused about that. Seriously, I'm not. I'm not. If I get a piece tomorrow, I get a piece. If I don't, I ain't tell nobody where I was at today that my birthday is tomorrow. See, that's pay attention. I ain't tell nobody that my birthday is tomorrow. Me and my son, we talked. Both my sons, we talked, but I ain't tell nobody else that. I had specific things that I wanted for my birthday. Let me say that. And because I didn't really get what I wanted for my birthday, that kind of more like annoyed me or made me angry. Annoyed me and made me angry. No, I ain't. I mean, I know that sometimes people come online and I don't got a problem. Listen, happy belated birthday to Dragons. Happy belated birthday to Lemon. Happy belated birthday to Charlie. And anybody, oh, I know Ness' birthday was in July. Definitely. I remember her. Happy belated birthday to all the Leos and anybody else. Oh, Sarkonos and anybody else that I might have missed. I didn't do it purposely. I'm doing a lot. I am really doing a lot. Like I said, I had set some goals for myself, and I did need some help to get to where I was going. But I think the issue is if I have to ask you for something, beg you for something, 52 is going to be. If I have to keep telling you the same thing, I just don't want to deal with you. Why? Because from 51 to 52, that's 365, 66, whatever days. It don't really take no. If I ask you something and you don't get it for me, you don't want to, I don't really want you to. I don't care who you is. That's whoever it is. No, my sons are excluded because I don't really ask my sons for that much. They really asked me what did I want for my birthday, and I didn't really for them because they are my sons. I didn't really have no expectations for them. When I was 50, I did 2 years ago, but not this year. I didn't have no high expectations. I had high expectations as to what I wanted to do. Hold on. The reason why I had high expectations is because here in the city where I live at, there is potential for growth of ministry. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna move locations. Hold on. So I'm moving locations. So give me about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna run up the steps real quick. So here in the city where I live at, there is room to do ministry. I mean spaces to do ministry. The problem is here is always finding somebody that wants to do it. When I say that, I mean that every time I've ever wanted to do it with somebody, there's always been a roadblock. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So the way that it works is because you know I thought about branching out, and I didn't think about branching out because I really wanted to. I thought about branching out because every time I've ever tried to do it here, it has never really worked out that well for me, and that is the truth. That's not a lie. That is a fact. Like wait a minute, hold on, y'all. I'm going up the steps. All right. So what has wait a minute, sorry. What has happened is uh I've never really tried to do it by myself, but I have come to the conclusion that I'm not going to be in a position 52 of begging people to want to do stuff with me. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I've kind of like come to the conclusion that I'm over that. I don't want people uh potentially if I have to beg you, then I don't want to work with you. Why? Because why would I? That's just not where I'm at with that at all. So uh I saw Bertha make post talking about I left the B sector. No, first of all, I never left. I be in people clouds. I don't be in her clouds because she has some silly people that like to block people. So I don't be in Bertha May clouds. Let me be clear about that. I don't go to people dropping people cloud chats who their moderators like to play with their mod stick. I don't, and I mod for quite a few people, and I don't need to block people out of people's chat. So when I see other people allowing that, I just don't come to your chat or drop down in your chat or unsubscribe. There's quite a few people that I have unsubscribed from, and that is the reason why. When you sit there and you allow people to block people out of your chat, my my When my presence is not appreciated, then my absence must be a lesson. Those are facts on facts. Thank you, Dr. Creole, for that. Whenever my presence is not appreciated, my absence must be a lesson. And I'm not even saying that to be smart at all, or saying that in that type of fashion. I just get always tired of I get tired of dealing with people that I give them 100, they don't even give me 50 back. I have supported plenty of people over the years that I was in the beef sector, and I'm not talking about financially supporting people either, because for some of the things that I would like to do, some of the projects that I would like to do is going to take some money. So I can't say that I financially supported people. When Jay Wilson had his Cash App party, I participated, but I didn't always financially support people that were in the B sector. That is true. However, I was there, but when it came time for some of them same people to return to me what I had given to them, they did not. And that's why I have drastically pulled back from the beef sector, because I don't do one way relationships. If I'm in giving you my support and you cannot give it back to me, you ain't never better than me. I just told y'all that's why I have not been in a relationship with anybody in the last 8 years. I get tired of people that always think that they're better than me. That's not possible. You can't be. Or as I told y'all, meeting guys who always want me to be something that I'm not. Last person I was with told me he was gonna leave because he wanted to be with somebody smaller. Fine, take almost cussed us now. Take yourself on. And and this is funny. One of me and my sons was walking down the street one day, and my son saw one of the young ladies that my ex wanted to be me for. Now I always tell my sons that they biased. I swear I always tell them that they biased. And then they always tell me, "No, mom, you have to accept who you are. And if you never want to lose more weight, then that's where you are. You don't have to try to do something. You don't have to try to be something to please somebody else. That might not make you happy." People don't ever understand that. The part of my book that I like the most is me talking about the struggle with obesity. To struggle with something for over 30 years. I'm talking about it in my book right now. I've been struggling with obesity since I was 18. I'm about to turn 52. That's a very long time to struggle with something. Most times, people, when they speak about obesity, they will speak about it from a place where they've never been. They'll say stuff that they have no knowledge of. They'll say stuff that they don't have knowledge of. They don't have knowledge of understanding, or I can't really tell you, but a lot of times when I listen to people talk about it, I always listen to them talk about it from a different place. They don't never really uh they're not, they're not speaking to being obese as if they were themselves, because I follow quite a few people who are on the same journey that I'm on. Countess of Shopping is one of them. At one time, Countess weighed 300 pounds just like I did. And if we were to talk about it, I actually weighed a little bit more, 6 pounds more than Countess. It's just that she was able to use Zepbound to complete her journey, and that's not my story right now. So I was on Zepbound, I'm not on it right now. So it's a little bit harder for me to reach any goals that I have for myself. Right, over 50. Right. And I haven't exercised in I haven't exercised since sometime in June. So I'm trying to do a live. I'm being interrupted. So I'm gonna read to y'all a little bit about what I wrote in my little bit. in my book. I'm on chapter 14. I'm not really stuck as to what I want as to I'm not really stuck as to what I want to say. I'm really wondering, should I put what I want to say in my book? I'm not stuck. I mean, I've been writing since I was 9. I'm not stuck. A lot of times when I don't write something, I mean, I discovered that I could write very well when I was 9 years old. That is the truth. I write better than I speak. I don't speak that well, but I can write exceptionally well when I want to. See, pay attention to what I said. When I want to. So in my chapter 14, there are a lot of things that I did not say, but I am today I came home early because I had a deadline for myself that my sons told me that I probably would not meet. But the thing is I am almost done my book. I wanted to be done my book, and probably if I hadn't ran into some family issues, one of my family members became ill, I might have completed my book because I might have been able to sit down and finish. I wanted to spend a lot of time in chapter 14. I didn't want to spend any time in chapter 13 at all. No, I didn't. Chapter 13 says, my former church and unfinished business. That's it. That's all. I don't have nothing else to say about that. But chapter 14, I wanted to spend a lot of time talking about it because for somebody to spend an absorbent amount of time being overweight, there is something that's holding them back. Whether they address it or they don't, hide it or they don't, make it, or I should say, make it plain or they don't. There is something because nobody gets to be overweight for that long period of time without there being something. I mean, losing weight is like being on a roller coaster. That's let me say that. My weight loss journey has been like being on a roller coaster. Sometimes my weight has been up, sometimes it's been down. Back in July, I was at 184.4. The other day I got on the scale, I was 198. When I sat in front of the doctor and me and him was talking about it, he tried to make me feel better about it. I mean, listen, he was cute. He was very handsome, but he didn't make me feel better about it. The reason why he didn't make me feel better about it, because he started saying how he liked to cook and I like to cook. See, that as soon as he said that, I was like, yeah, this. He said he liked to cook and I like to cook. He said he gained 20 pounds. That didn't make me feel good. I mean, I ain't being smart. I'm just being real. That didn't make me feel good because I already know that I like to cook and I like to eat. I already know I like to cook and I like to eat. So, wait a minute, hold on. I ain't really tackled the Nolan Wells. I haven't really tackled too much of the Nolan Wells coverage because I would have liked to have done that with somebody, and I haven't really found anybody I that wants to collaborate with me. I am going to though seek out of the beef sector now because everybody who I've asked in the beef sector, they're not interested. And see, the thing is next year, which will be 2027, YouTube is going to double up on what they're asking. Now, I am saying this right now, August, the day before my birthday. I will probably exit out of YouTube before they implement their 8,000 hours of watch time because I saw the new guidelines and that's not going to be something that I'm not going to work harder for less money. I'm not. I'm not monetized right now, so it doesn't really make a difference, but I am going to look to go to other platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Kick, any of those other platforms, Twitch, and get monetized and do content. The Nolan Xavier Wells content has been very interesting, to say the least. It has been. I have been watching Queen Amadea, Queen Sheba Darling, Open Book, Auntie Mickey, um, who else? Let's see. Smoke TV News. I've been watching Willie D. I've been watching almost everybody that has done content about uh Nolan Xavier Wells because it's been very interesting these last maybe 6 weeks because he passed away I think July the 4th or the 5th. So I've been watching. Um uh I watched Ness challenge yesterday and Ness's challenge. Ness, I must say you did a very good job with your challenge. You did. Trademark Fortune, I knew that you could cook Trademark because I have heard you talk about it before. So I already knew that you could cook. They probably I don't know what they did or didn't know. I know that you could cook. JB, I knew that you could cook. So I wasn't shocked. But the men really bought it yesterday, and that was a good thing. And then MU, she is always so emotional. I'm not emotional about my cooking. I mean, I made me a steak, egg, and cheese bagel earlier, and I might post it, I might not. But I'm only saying that because she made trash. She first of all she looked like trash, and then she made trash. When I say that, I mean that she wasn't appropriately dressed. When I say that, everybody was talking about the fact that her breasts were hanging out or her cleavage was she wasn't appropriately dressed. And then the garbage that she served, everybody was talking, and she always gets mad, but then she subjects herself. I listen. People are still talking about the fact that I put Saison in my pasta salad a couple of years ago. I mean, I don't care because that's how I like it. I'm not a move one way or the other. I'm not. But she subjected herself to a competition, and yet when one of the judges started giving her feedback, she wanted to curse the lady out and then don't join the competitions because yeah, that was corny. Nobody else really got offended with what was said except in you. Like what you presented did not look good at all. Seriously, strawberries and mushrooms. Right. You're mad at us because you showed something that looked like garbage, but you're mad at us. Okay. If you say so. I mean, Trademark took his Lunchable to another level. JB took his Lunchable to another level. You took your Lunchable from a Lunchable to Trashable, but you're mad at us. Make that make sense. See, I didn't come on camera with something that looked like garbage and then was mad at people when they started clowning. And then she tried to clown me about me and my former pastor. Girl, you could never clown me and you could never. The way you came on camera yesterday, which you could never. Cause I could post 1,000 more pictures of me dressed appropriately, and the way you came on camera in front of everybody last night. Right. What's that song say? There's a hole in the house. There was a hole on the camera. See, right. See, you looked like. See what you look like. I could post a picture of what I look like when I go where to church, and I just was outside, and the what I had on was zipped all. If it's not zipped all the way up to my neck, cause it's made that way that it can be zipped all the way up, my breasts ain't gonna be hanging out. I'm not for sale, and I'm not showing my breasts so people can think that. Difference between you and I don't need to put anything like you did. If you weren't marketing, you were trying to distract us with the way you were dressed yesterday. But you didn't because your food still was garbage. I heard what you said last night. Don't get mad at me. I'm over here now so I could talk about it. I couldn't really say too much last night on Dragons or Nest. But I'm over here now so I can say what I want to say. You look like trash. Your food looked like trash. Point blank, period. It did. You came out, you wasn't appropriately dressed. They sell shirts that fit. They sell dress. They do. Competition was great, though. Let me say that. The competition was great. For the six people that's over here, thanks to the six people likes. The competition was great. I stayed up for some of Dragons until I probably drifted off to sleep. To Dragons, what's called Ness did an outstanding job. She even had a song to match her thing. She did a good job. She really did. It was great. Pizza was a great co-host. Talent was a great judge. So was all. It was just it was phenomenal last night. If y'all didn't watch it, please go. If it's still up, please go watch it. It was great. I think Pizarro is getting ready to have a challenge up and coming. I think she is. She was talking about it. They asked me to participate. Listen, I participated in one of the challenges. I can't really make those type of promises because there are some things here where I live at in the city that I would like to do. And I really have been, but sometimes I think sometimes that when you include other people and stuff in there, y'all don't have the same passion, then that's sometimes why things don't get off the ground. And I don't think in right now I'm at my tomorrow will be 52 my start. I think my 52 start is going to be me doing things by myself and not being so quick to include other people in it that might not want to do it. Because people will oftentimes like my stuff and then don't want me to be a part of my stuff. So I'm not even traveling down that road anymore at all. I'm not doing that no more. Seriously. I'm not throwing shade at anybody. I'm just merely making a fact. I'm not throwing shade at all. I'm just merely stating what has happened. That I have never really tried to do any of my stuff by myself. And one of my family members actually said to me, "You should try to do some of your stuff by yourself. You might be surprised that you could do it." So that's where I'm at. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So it's 5:07, and I'm trying to see what's okay. So it's 5:07 on 17th. Countdown to my birthday. Tomorrow, I cannot promise you all that I will be here on my birthday. I cannot promise that. My Cash App, for those of you, if any of you would like to hit my Cash App is $Catherine Powell 6803. That's my Cash App. I don't see any of my mods in the chat, but that is my Cash App. I'm over here and I'm not on StreamYard. I'm going to switch. I'm going to eventually, probably within the next couple of days, I'll be switching platforms. I'm letting you all know now. I'm probably going to be switching platforms because I want to get monetized on Instagram, TikTok, or Twitch. So I'm going to find out what their requirements are, and I did a lot of content over here, my own real life content. I did some cooking and some exercise videos too. The reason why I didn't post my sandwich that I made this morning, I'll tell y'all about it. It was a rainbow colored bagel, steak, egg, and cheese that I made from home. Now, I ain't sitting here telling y'all that I don't eat stuff out, because I do eat stuff out. But, I mean, I had all the ingredients to make my own steak bagel, so I made it. So I'm sitting in my room now and I'm getting ready to see if I can see if I have a goal to meet, which is 15,000 steps today. Hold on. So far, hey T Latte. So far I've done 7,700 steps. So technically speaking, I need to do a little bit more. And I might do it and I might not. I don't know. It's kind of hot outside. I'll see how I feel. I try not to do under 10,000 steps. So I'm going to, I have to look for something and then I'll see if I can complete my 15,000 steps. So I've done 7,790 steps so far. I had breakfast, I had lunch. I just had 2 pieces of ribs. I didn't really eat real heavy, so I don't know yet. I'll see. Yeah, T Lati, I seen you. I had it was somebody who I used to mob for one time, and I saw you over there. It was good to see you. Yeah, T Latte. I don't go over to in case y'all don't know, I don't go over to Jay Wilson's channel. I unsubscribe from him. This is August, maybe in July sometime, maybe in June sometime. I unsubscribed from Jay Wilson. Yeah, that's about the size of it. I unsubscribe because he and I we don't see, it's more than we don't see eye to eye. When you allow people to say things that are not true, yeah, I'm just good with that. Real good with that. So I haven't been back over there. And that was sometime in July. So I'm getting ready to I might come back later. Yeah, T Latte, the I'll tell you what happened. So not too long ago, I was on here and I was on his platform, and I was speaking about a real life situation. This man actually tried to make me out to be a liar. Imagine that. I'm gonna be quiet on that. He tried to make me out to be a liar. And then what really got him was he was trying to say that I was lying about my real life, and he wanted me to drop the receipts, and I just didn't want to do that. And then what wound up happening was a few days later I did drop the receipts, but it was pointless. I mean, it was pointless. It was. The reason why I say it was pointless is because when you want to make amends with somebody, or in my case, I want to make amends with my former pastor, it's always better to try to make amends with the person than to try to be vindictive towards the person. Because nothing can really be gained by me dragging my former pastor. Pastor Wilder, if you're listening, I must admit that that was wrong. Nothing can be gained. We're right. I'm right here. We're in the same city where his church is. I've not been there, but I'm definitely right here where his church is. I mean, I did start going somewhere else. And me started going somewhere else. I didn't join the somewhere else. I've attended there. I've watched it online. I mean, but I heard somebody say something today and it really stumped me in a way. It really got me in a way. It did. Because they actually said something that I had been saying for a while. The minister, the pastor is, he comes on every Monday. I've heard of him, of course I have. But he said the most profound thing, and it was profound. So that's how that. Wait a minute, hold on, y'all. Said the most was, yeah, yeah. Like when I first started watching Jay Wilson, you know, he's changed a lot. T. He's changed a lot, which is kind of sort of a turn off. Hold on. It's kind of sort of a turn off. Wait a minute, I'm ready to do something. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't, a lot of times when he was referring to me, calling me crazy, trying to make it, he was kind of like insulting me. Wait a minute, hold on. He was kind of like insulting me and then laughing in my face at the same time. I thought it was something wrong with that picture. Hold on. Something wrong with that picture. Really. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm looking for something, y'all. I'm looking for something. Um, yeah, so that's basically how that was going. He was you know, calling me crazy as cat pee. There is nothing crazy about me. I have good sense, and my credentials as Strayer are real. Is his? Did he sit down to a computer and write his up? Like you know, I let him get away with saying a lot of stuff because I didn't really care. But now that I'm not over there, why is this over there? Now that I'm not over there, and I think he, be saying stuff to try to get me back over there. I'm not really trying to go back over there. I'm really not. Hold on. Mm, I ain't trying to go back over there because, wait a minute, hold on. I'm not trying to go back over there because, he could be, yeah, he likes to humiliate people and say the most, yeah, he does. And, and then tell people that he's a chaplain for a living. No, he used to be a chaplain. I mean, he used to be a chaplain. I wouldn't want him to pray for me. Prayers go to the ceiling and come back down. You can't even, man, sir, you can't. Your prayers don't even reach God's ears. Please don't play with me like that. Your prayers don't even reach God's ears at all. Zip, zilch, they don't. And I don't usually even ever say that about people, except for the fact that when you are constantly degrading people all the time, and then the thing that I notice about him is it's always good. It's always okay for him to say what he wants to say about people, but and vague. But then when other people do it, it's a problem. All of this coming from the same person that begged for a water heater. I mean, yeah. So he just kind of sort of lost me. Really lost me. Seriously. I don't like when people he was on his platform. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. I'm looking for something. On his platform, getting cash apps, and not one time did he ever. All right. Not one time did he ever say, "Well, Catherine, you want me to send you a cash app?" He never said that. Never said it. Never said that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Mm, 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 mm. Never said that. Never. Um. Yeah. So wait a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to do two things at the same time. I'm looking for something, and at the same time, I'm trying to talk to y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Mm, 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 mm. I am. Um. Yeah. So. As I was saying to you all. Um. My birthday is tomorrow, and I probably, more than likely, I will probably not be on here tomorrow. For no other reason than I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Will I be? Oh, I found one of the things that I was looking for. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I may not be on here tomorrow. It's 5:20. Um, yeah. So, um, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. So right now, I'm relaxing. I am supposed to be starting 15,000 steps a day starting today. So right now to date, Right now, I've done almost 7,800 steps, and I still have quite a few to do. So what I'm doing is um, I'm gathering up some stuff that I was looking for, and um, hold on, y'all, hold on. I'm gathering up some stuff, and wait a minute. I have to do my 15. I have to do my 15,000 stuff. It's supposed to start today. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so um, hmm, yeah, I'm getting ready to hold on. So all right. So I'm doing two things at the same time. While I'm talking to y'all, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to y'all, and I am deciding whether or not I wanted to go back outside. It's really hot. That's my drawback of me wanting to go outside. It's hot. It's like almost 90 degrees. So I don't really want to go back outside. I really don't. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. So what I'm going to do is I might end this live stream and come back because um yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can get the rest of these steps. I might even come live while I'm doing it. So I'll let y'all know if I might come live while I'm doing it, but I'm gonna end this live and I'll come back. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for supporting.